All righty, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining today's Partner Solutions session titled Chamber Fundraising via Travel, Harnessing Skyrocketing Demand. Before we get started, I'd like to cover a few very quick housekeeping items. First of all, this is an express session lasting about 20 minutes with 5 to 10 minutes of transition time to allow you to get to your next track of Partner Solutions beginning at 1:30. All attendees will be muted for the duration of this session. Please use the chat if you have any comments or questions for our speakers. We will use the last 5 minutes of the session for Q&A, and we'll take as many questions from the chat as we have time for. This session is being recorded and will be available tomorrow on the event site, so please feel free to share with your colleagues who may not have been able to attend. Without further ado, I will hand things over to Ian Scott, President of Aventura World, to get today's presentation started. Ian?
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you for having me here today, and thank you all for joining me today for our breakout session. Welcome to the world of Aventura. Now, we're going to do a brief overview. It's, as Ellie mentioned, it's approximately 20 minutes. There's only a short period of time, and there's only so much that we can cover in such a small period of time, but we've got some call to actions. We can come onto my website. I've got my email, my cell phone in a moment. That's listed in the presentation, so we'll be able to talk offline a little bit later for additional questions. But without further ado, let's talk a little bit about what the agenda is today. So the agenda is going to be a little bit about who Aventura World is. We're going to discuss about the huge opportunity within travel that we foresee for fundraising in a chamber format. We're going to discuss how do you find a partner, and once you have found a partner, will they protect your affinity, and how do you protect your affinity? We're going to discuss why would a chamber offer travel. We're going to talk about the secret sauce, how to, and this is going to be in its most briefest format, how would we make a successful program through travel? And importantly, thank you for attending our breakout session today. Truly appreciate it. I think this is my 10th session that I have been in over the last 10 years at the ACCE conferences. And it's always an honor to speak and to be here, even though I would prefer that we were talking face to face with you all. Now, who is Aventura World? Importantly, we've been a valued leader in group travel since 1972. And I make the distinction, we're a wholesaler of travel, not a travel agent. We're a member of Sakara International Travel Group with thousands of employees worldwide. We have offices on throughout the world, on both sides of the United States, the East and the West Coast, as well as Paris, Rome, London, Delhi, and Cairo. And Sakara owns hotels, riverboats, transportation companies, and other travel-related services. I'm proud to have been a sponsor of ACCE for the last 10 years, and we make the distinction. We work with the top producing chambers in the country for their travel needs. We go through systems, procedures, which we can talk about at a later date, on how to succeed in this marketplace. We're all in travel, but our distinction is our product is fundraising. Our byproduct is travel. It's slightly different than other companies you might just talk to. Lastly, one of the things that is beginning to be forgotten, we are the company that some years ago built 29 chambers and 1,200 passengers out when a chamber fundraising travel provider ceased trading. We're proud of that fact. We came to the rescue of the chamber industry, and we want to keep that conversation current. Now, the opportunity. The opportunity, as I discussed earlier, is tremendous. The US, and in actual fact, The U.S. Travel Association said the industry cut 5.6 million direct and indirect jobs last year in 2020. As a result, there was a decline in travel, and it brought down the economy to $1.5 trillion from $2.6 trillion in 2019. The revenue dropped by $57 billion because of travel in 2020. US spending sank by 42% gain in 2020. The optimism is there for the fall of 2021 in travel, and we've seen it grow back to some normality. We have travelers that are refusing to cancel. By hook or by crook, they're going to travel. And the last quarter of 2021 is going to be the biggest last 3 months in history. I've been in this industry for 35 years. I've not seen anything like this at all. Now, we all know, either from friends, family members, or even ourselves, the wish to travel, the wish to get out there, the wish to say, hey, I just have to go and explore, see something different. You've watched everything on YouTube, on Netflix, and you want to get back to some normality of travel. And we see that 2022 will be the biggest travel year ever. The demand is going to be huge. Now, importantly, once we have decided we're going to travel, how do we select a partner? My strong recommendation, after 13 years of assisting chambers across the country in their fundraising travel needs, is look for a fundraising travel company, not a vacation company. And that's an important distinction. Look for a business to business company, not a business to consumer company. It is important when you start this program that you control as a chamber some aspects of the trip. The communication is one of them between you and the travelers. It's an important, and that's what happens when you work with a business to business company. You should always do your homework and check the company's website that you're looking to work with. If you gain pop-ups that say, hey, would you like to join our mail lists? Would you like to join our mail list and gain free brochures? That's probably a business to consumer company, and your affinity could be in danger. If the company has pricing and departure dates on their website, they're most probably looking for individual travelers, not group chamber fundraising programs. Again, it's probably evidence of a business to consumer entity. Now, does the company that you're looking for allow an individual traveler to reserve directly on their website? Again, that's a business to consumer company. Does a company offer incentives or promotions in the form of dollars directly to your travelers? If so, they are building the affinity with your travelers and not building a partnership with you. Again, it's important to do your homework when you're looking at potential partners. Now, importantly, why would a chamber enter into the travel marketplace if they have never done so in the past? Through roundtable meetings and conversations with our partners across the United States and Canada, we found that in 2021, 2022, chambers are going to need non-dues revenue more than any other year in existence. It's a great retention tool and professional development tool, travel. It's sexy and it's fun, and I'm also told it's a lot easier than running a golf tournament. The cultivation of your travelers for a foundation. Yes, you get non-dues revenue for each passenger that travels, but you also get free spaces to go on the trip. And we highly encourage a chamber individual to go on the trip, talk to their travelers, talk about what the chamber's doing. And by doing that, you build a strong foundation to cultivate money for a foundation. Support the mission of your chamber through revenue production. We have chamber partners that have paid for feasibility studies to bring in airlines to their local airport, to do road projects and feasibilities about roads, bought brand new computers for the office, redecorated the entire office and such. It's an important part. Building global awareness. It's an important part for many of our partners to offer a service to them, their members and members of the local community through education and travel. And the chamber can be a noted source for global awareness. The ability to bring people together and energize economies. That's what travel does. And why wouldn't a chamber benefit from that and make non-dues revenue too? Now, importantly, and this I think is the most underestimated part of the chamber travel program. This is a new revenue source. It's a brand new pocket that you're digging into and asking for revenue. The majority, in most cases, with a travel program is going to be a non-member. So you're not going back to your membership source right now and saying, we need additional revenue. No, this is a brand new pocket you're going into. And that is really encouraging because it's something that most chambers are missing. The secret sauce, very briefly. Yes, and very briefly. A chamber fundraising travel program is 9 days. That's a true fundraising program. It's a program with a price too good to be true. I'm not talking about a low quality program, but the trip is too good to be true. But because the chamber is offering it, and because the chamber has such a good name and a trusted name in the area, travelers say it must be true if the chamber is offering it. Offer cancel for any reason insurance. It gives people flexibility and peace of mind. Focus on one excellent trip at a time and make it special. Market the trip and keep going with onward communications. I or another company could give you a $10,000 trip for $1. If you don't get the message out there, if you don't market it, nobody will know about it. Take care of your travelers. And this is an important part. Make them feel wanted. Let people in the local community know that this is a program for chamber members, but non-members are extremely welcome to travel on the program too. Make them feel special. Now, as I mentioned, we've brought through the secret sauce into 6 bullet points here. There are many other secret sauce items of the pizza we can see on the left-hand side. And you can contact me at ian@aventuraworld.com via email or my cell phone 760-212-0779 for more details. Or you can visit our web page on the ACCE site or visit our open WebEx discussion tomorrow from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and we'll be able to see each other face to face. Take back the freedom of travel. Get the ball rolling, plan, market, and travel in 2022. Gain revenue from a different source and come experience the Aventura World. We certainly hope you enjoyed this extremely brief 14 minutes and 29 seconds. Ellie, I came under by 30 seconds, but I am happy to open up to questions and such now.
Thank you, Ian. That's great. And we do have a couple of pretty great questions coming in. So I'll go ahead and tee up the first one for you. With the current environment, when should you plan to travel? How far ahead do you need to with all of the built up demand?
Yeah, current environment or normal environment. I think the question is very similar. Fundraising travel has a longer horizon of time than a normal chamber program. Ideally, 9 months is a minimum amount that I would strongly recommend that you get into the action and start the marketing and get people interested, get them salivating into the idea of it. But if you can afford a 12-month period, it's even better. The way that we see the industry right now, Ellie, is people, as I mentioned, are bored. They're sick and tired of talking to the husband, of the wife. The garden is pristine. They're digging up flowers because the weeds went a few months ago, and revisiting the garden, and they've watched everything on TV. So the sooner you bring it out, you will ride the wave that's coming in travel. Now, when should you travel is another one. It depends on a couple of things. When are you looking for revenue? When do you need the revenue? That would depend on when you would travel. I would also state that try your best to plan a program into a slightly warmer climate when it's cold at home. People like to escape a winter or a slightly cooler period of time at home.
Perfect. We also have a great question that came in about tips for chambers to successfully sell during the pandemic, which you've learned firsthand.
We certainly have. I mean, I bring in, we've had better years than in 2020. But the way that we have seen it is, it's almost a little bit like that baseball analogy, build it and they will come. Start planning the program. There are so many people out there looking to travel, and they're getting into the action of travel right now. Bring the message out. You will find, if you've had a program in the past, you will find, and we've seen this from the fall of 2021, all our partners that are planning to head out in 2021 have all exceeded their numbers. And these are brand new people, as well as current people that's traveled with them for many, many years. Get the message out. Offer cancel for any reason insurance. Offer the optimism that things are getting back to normal, because they want to know that things are getting back to normal. And again, build it and they will come. Get the message out there, and people will reserve.
I think we have time for one more very brief answer, Ian, on this one. What is the difference between a vacation travel company and a fundraising chamber travel company?
Great question, whoever asked that one. So a vacation travel company is something like, you might be going, Ellie, with your family. You know there's 5 to 6 people going, and you know you want to go to a specific destination. When you start a travel program at a chamber, you may never know who your traveler is. You have to bring out a program that is off the beaten track, that is not easily done yourself, that has a foreign language, that is that price, that is too good to be true. And if you cultivate all those sections into a travel program, you have a better ability to succeed than others. A vacation company will say, okay, you want to go to Mexico? Yes, here we go. Here's the hotels. No, we do things a little different in fundraising travel. We will build a program based on history, based on the selling cycles throughout the United States. Whether you're a chamber in Texas, California, New York, Missouri, the demographics of your traveler is very similar, and their wants and needs are very similar. And we can bring forth our experience and our expertise to allow you to excel in that.
Perfect, and perfect timing, Ian. All righty, I think with that, thank you very much, Ian, for sharing your time and experience with all of us today. Thank you to our attendees who were able to join and spend some time with us this afternoon. Again, this session will be was recorded and will be available on the event site tomorrow. please be sure to visit Aventura World's virtual booth for more information. You can find their page under the sponsors and exhibitors tab on the left-hand side of the event platform. As another reminder, Ian's booth hours are open tomorrow from 11 to 4. Did I get that right, Ian? 11 to 4:30?
That's correct. We didn't do it any longer because I just returned from Croatia yesterday. I'll be asleep after 7 o'clock in the evening. So
there you go. Well, thank you very much to everybody for joining, and a reminder that your next Partner Solutions track begins at 1:30. We will see you on another session. Thank you, Ian.
Thanks, Ellie. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.